We do a garden party there every year with Maharaj. All right. So Gauranga Darshan Prabhu, he's a disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami, an educator and an author of over 35 books. He has a master's degree in systems science and automation from ISKCON in Bangalore. He has took to the path of spiritual monkhood in 2009, and he's currently the Dean of Bhaktivedanta Vidyapit at the ISKCON Govardhan Eco Village. Have any of you ever been to the Eco Village? You have. The rest of us have still to go. And he conducts spiritual programs, residential and online platforms. And we have his books here, especially the kids, I think, have been studying with his books. I know some devotees have studied with him for Bhakti Shastri. We have his books in the gift store. So if you don't have his books, at least some of them, I don't know if we've got all 35 of them, but we should do that eventually. He's got a great website called gaurangadarshandas.com. And just known to be a great speaker. So put your phones away and settle in for a wonderful evening. Please give a warm welcome to Gauranga Darshan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari गोपीजनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारे जय राधा मदन मोहन राधा मदन मोहन राधे जय राधा मदन मोहन राधा मदन मोहन राधे जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमद् His Divine Grace Abhay Charana Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajakaacharya Ashtottara Sata Shrimad His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्यामकुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगामयी की यमुनामयी की भक्ति देवी की तुलसी देवी की कलियुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज ऑल ग्लोरीज टू श्री गुरु एंड श्री गौरांग ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. I offer my humble obeisances to all the devotees at ISKCON Potomac. I am very grateful for this opportunity to glorify Prahlad Maharaj and Lord Narasimha Dev now in the association of all of you wonderful devotees. I seek blessings from Ananda Mataji and all the senior devotees here. With your kind blessings and permission, I'd like to share a few thoughts on the prayers of Prahlad Maharaj as requested by the organizers. First of all, I must express my deep happiness of taking the darshan of Radha Madan Mohan Ji for the first time, and Gaurnitai and Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, and this glorious, beautiful temple hall that has all of you. Recently we celebrated Narasimha Chaturdasi, and we have glorified Narasimha Dev and learnt a lot of lessons from the pastime of his appearance, and also we have meditated on the glorious prayers of Prahlad Maharaj. But to have a little more extension to our Narasimha Chaturdasi festival, we are meditating on Prahlad Maharaj's prayers once again today. As all of you know, when Lord Narasimha Dev killed Hiranyakashipu, he was continuing to maintain his angry mood. He was still very angry. He definitely demonstrated anger to destroy the demon. But even after destroying the demon, the Lord is continuing his angry mood. So, all the devatas offered prayers to pacify Narasimha Dev. But the Lord continued to maintain his angry mood. Devatas got a little frightened. And even Lakshmi Devi hesitated to even approach Narasimha Dev, saying that I have never seen my husband in such a ferocious form again, earlier. So I cannot approach him. Then Brahma came to Prahlad, who was just a 5-year-old boy, and said, Dear Prahlad, the Lord has appeared to protect you, and to pacify him, you only have to go forward. Please do it. Then Prahlad proceeded. See this beautiful picture. The Lord is very angry and Prahlad is moving ahead. Even Lakshmi Devi is also getting afraid there. So, today we are going to discuss some prayers of Prahlad Maharaj. Definitely in 1 hour we won't be able to complete all these prayers, more than 40 prayers of Prahlad. But today we'll meditate on these 5 qualities as exhibited by Prahlad in his prayers. First is humility, gratitude, devotion, detachment and compassion. Apart from many other wonderful qualities that are evident through Prahlad Maharaj's prayers, we'll focus primarily on these 5 qualities as Prahlad exhibits. So we'll go through the prayers one by one, but we will highlight these qualities which are quite evident in Prahlad's prayers. So first, the font mismatch. That's why I was giving PDF. No problem. You have folios, you can just see. Brahmadaya suragana munayotha siddha. Brahmadaya suragana munayotha siddha. Sattvaikata nagatayo vachasam pravahaihi. नाराधितुं पुरुगणैरधुनापि पिप्रू किं तोष्टुमर्हति समे हरिरुग्रजातेः ब्रह्मादय स्वरगणा मुनयो अथ सिद्धाः. Prahlad Maharaj is saying that, oh Narasimhadev, so many devatas headed by Brahma tried to pacify you, offer you prayers and satisfy you. Brahmadayaha, Suraganaha. Suragana means hosts of devatas headed by Brahma. Munayo, so many sages also tried to pacify you, but they could not. Atha Siddhaha, so many perfected beings in the upper planets, they tried to pacify you, but you are still maintaining your angry mood. And what is their qualification? Sattvaikatana-gatayo vachasam pravahaihi. Sattvaikatana-gatayo means all these great personalities were in sattva guna, mode of goodness. Not only that, vachasam pravahaihi, their vachasa, their words are just flowing, seamlessly flowing. Pravaha. Pravaha means flow. Means they are very eloquent. Their words are filled with literary embellishments. They are speaking very sweetly. They are composing poetry and praising the Lord in eloquently presented words. Still the Lord is not pleased. Then he says, Naradhitum puruganer adhunapi pipru na aradhitum. Although their words are sweet, eloquent, and they themselves are in goodness, you are not pleased. Na aradhitum puruganer adhunapi pipru. Kim toshtumarhati sabe harirugrajatehe. If such great personalities could not please you, how can I please you? Kim toshtumarhasi. How am I qualified to please you, O Lord? Because Ugrajati, I belong to Ugrajati, means the dynasty of demons. When Devatas could not please you, how can demons please you? When great Munis and Siddhas could not please you, how can somebody who is born in the demoniac dynasty please you? When people who are in Sattvaguna could not please you, how could somebody who is in Rajogun and Tamogun please you? You see. So, Prahlad Maharaj was approached by Brahma to go forward and appease the Lord Narasimhadev, when all the devatas failed. The very fact that we are approached to do some activity which was not accomplished by many great personalities could make us proud, isn't it? 100 people failed to do that activity and we are approached. All of these people failed, only you are the only person who can do this activity. There's some kind of ego. We may feel little egoistic, or one may become a little proud. See, everybody failed. They are approaching me now. Means I am qualified. You have not yet accomplished. Still, the very fact that someone approached you can make you proud. And if you can manage to accomplish that activity, my God, pride will touch the sky. That's natural tendency of an average conditioned soul. Brahma failed to please Narasimhadev, and that Brahma is requesting this 5-year-old child. Who is this 5-year-old child? He is the disciple of his disciple. Brahma's disciple is Narada Muni. Narada Muni's disciple is Prahlad Maharaj. See? And that too, he is a 5-year-old child. That too, he is born in the dynasty of demons, son of Hiranyakashipu. From all external perspectives, you see, Prahlad is not qualified to please the Lord in one sense. If you just see his external qualifications. When big celestial beings failed, 5-year-old child, what can he do? What is his ability and what is his eligibility? And Prahlad Maharaj still went to please the Lord. And you know what he said? O Lord, they failed to please you, how can I please you? Brahmadaya Swaragana. Brahma came to me, requesting me to satisfy you. That means I am better than Brahma. Did he think like that? Not at all. Prabhupada writes in the purport that although a devotee is fully qualified, able and eligible and capable of doing a service, still a devotee humbly feels that I am not qualified. That is the real qualification of a devotee. To feel oneself unqualified to render a specific service to the Lord is the specific qualification of the devotee. Because our qualification is not our qualification. Our qualification is Guru's mercy, Vaishnava's mercy, Krishna's mercy. So Prahlad Maharaj did not feel a sense of superiority complex or pride because everybody failed and I am able to do it. And I am about to do it. I am asked to do it. So we need to cultivate this humble mood of Prahlad Maharaj. As Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, Amanitvam adambhitvam ahimsa kshantirarjavam acharyopasanam shaucham sthiryam atma vinigraha. Amanitvam means a devotee is very humble. Adambhitvam, absolutely no pride. Amanitvam literally means you don't feel that enthusiasm or eagerness to be respected by others, to be glorified by others, to be praised by others. So we don't, devotees don't become very eager to be praised by others, to be recognized as great people by others. That is called amanitvam. Amanitvam means humility. Prahlad is very humble. He had no sense of superiority complex or pride. So, next. Another important observation that we can make in this shloka is Brahmadaya suragana munayo athasiddha sattvaikatanagatayo vachasam pravahehi. Two qualifications. Prahlad Maharaj specifically pointed out two qualifications in all these great perfected beings. What are they? Number one, sattva, they have goodness. Number two, vachasam pravahehi, they have eloquence. Means goodness and eloquence, sattva guna and ability to speak nicely. These are not the qualifications to please the Lord. One may have a very sweet voice, very eloquent, good accent. Great. But is that a qualification to please the Lord? No. Sorry, that's not a qualification. One, maybe in goodness, they have all good habits, gets up early in the morning and is always truthful. Is that a qualification to please the Lord? Yes, definitely these qualifications are appreciated, but they are not mandatory or necessary prerequisites to please the Lord. Even demons can please the Lord. So, in this mood, Prahlad Maharaj speaks the next shloka. O Lord, eloquence cannot please you, goodness cannot please you. What pleases you? Only bhakti satisfies you. It is bhakti or sincere performance of devotional service that completely satisfies the Lord. Manye dhana bhijana rupa tapashrutau jaham. You need to be a little louder. Manye dhana bhijana rupa tapashrutau jaham. Shreyah prabhava tejah prabhava bala paurusha buddhi yoga. Naradhanaya hi bhavanti parasya pumso bhaktya tu tosha bhagavan gajayuthapaya. Here Prahlad Maharaj continues his dialogue and says, he did not even begin his prayers, by the way. He went in front of Narasimhadev, offered obeisances and said, "O Lord, I am not qualified to offer you prayers. Brahma told me I came here, but I am not qualified. I don't have the qualification. I don't have sattva guna, I don't have eloquence." Then what is the qualification to satisfy the Lord? to offer prayers to the Lord. He says, Manye, Dhana, Abhijana, Rupa, Tapa, Shruta, Oja, Teja, Prabhava, Bala, Paurusha, Buddhi, Yoga. 12 qualifications. 12 qualifications he enumerates in this beautiful shloka. Dhana means money, wealth. Abhijana, so many followers. Manye, Dhana, Abhijana, Rupa, beautiful body. Tapa, austerity. Shruta, education. Oja, Teja, Prabhava, basically means physical strength, sensual strength. Prabhava, influence, reputation. Bala, bodily strength. Paurusha, courage. Buddhi, intelligence. Yoga, mystic power. All these 12 qualifications, 12 qualifications are not necessary prerequisites to please the Lord. Naradhanaya hi bhavanti parasya pumso. Oh parasya pumso. Oh transcendental Lord. Na aradhanaya hi bhavanti. All these are not necessary qualifications or prerequisites for your aradhana, to serve you, to worship you. Then what is the qualification? He says, Bhaktya tutosha bhagavan gajayothapaya. Only bhakti can please you. Bhaktya tutosha bhagavan. Oh Bhagavan, only bhakti, only devotional service unto you will completely please you. Bhaktya tutosha bhagavan gajayothapaya. If that bhakti is there even in Gaja, an elephant, the Lord is pleased. An animal? How can I bless an animal? I will not bless an animal. He doesn't think like that. The Lord can bless an elephant also. The Lord can be pleased with the devotion of a vulture also. Who is that vulture? Jatayu. The Lord can be pleased with the devotion of a demon also. Prahalad Maharaj, born in a demoniac dynasty. Bali Maharaj, he was a demon. Vibhishan, he was a demon. Although they are born as demons, they don't have demoniac qualities. So from that perspective, they are not demons. Apparently they are demons, but they are not demons. Then all the Vanaras, Hanumanji, Sugriva, Bear, our Jambavan. So in this way, we see the Lord has so many devotees even amongst non-human species, even amongst demons, even amongst birds, animals, ascetics, brahmanas, kshatriyas, adults, children. The Lord has devotees all over the universe. Vyadhasya charanam dhruvasya chavayo vidya gajendrasya ka kubjaya kimunama rupamadhikam kim tad sudam no dhanam vamshah ko vidurasya yadavapater ugrasya kim paurusham bhaktya tushyati kevalam na chagunaihi bhakti priyo madhava. Vyadhasya acharanam. A hunter named Vyadha does not know etiquettes. Not very civilized person. Acharan, he doesn't know. Dhruvasya chavayo. Dhruva was not very aged person, 5-year-old kid. Vidya gajendrasya ka. Vidya. Vidya means education. Gajendra, was he a qualified pandit, scholar, philosopher, scientist? No. An elephant. Vidya gajendrasya ka. Kubjaya kimunama rupamadhikam kim tad sudam no dhanam. Kubja. Kubja was a hunchback woman. Was she so beautiful? No. But she selflessly offered sandalwood pulp and all the other kinds of cosmetics to Krishna, and Krishna is very pleased with her devotion and service. Kubjaya kimunama rupamadhikam kim tad sudam no dhanam. Sudama, was he a wealthy person? No, he is a very poor person. He does not have even poha at his home to eat. His wife had to beg from neighboring houses and then bring it to Sudama so that he could offer it as gift to Krishna. This is the background of all these devotees. Vamshah ko avidurasya yadavapater ugrasya kim paurusham. Vidura was a Dasi Putra, was the son of a maid servant. He's not coming from a very, very wealthy, rich, aristocratic, high parentage. His mother is simple. Vidura's Vamsha. What is his Vamsha? Then Yadavapati. Who is Yadavapati? Our Ugrasena Maharaj. He was not known as a very courageous person. So, Paurusham, Ugrasya Kim Paurusham here. Paurusha is there, right? Tejaha Prabhava Bala Paurusha Buddhi Yoga. Paurusha is not a qualification. Ugrasena did not have Paurusha. Beauty is not a qualification. Kubja did not have beauty. Age is not a qualification. Because Dhruva is a 5-year-old boy. Prahalad is also a 5-year-old boy. And education is not a qualification. Gajendra was uneducated Pandit. So, bhaktya tushyati kevalam na chagunaihi bhakti priyo madhava. Only bhakti can please the Lord in all ways. Because the Lord is bhakti priyo madhava. Madhava loves bhakti more than anything else. And when we have bhakti, then we don't need anything else. On a practical plane, yes, you may have to do the needful to maintain the body and soul together. But on a transcendental plane, none of these 12 material qualifications are neither qualifications nor disqualifications to please the Lord. Somebody is very wealthy. Is that a qualification to please the Lord? No. Is that a disqualification? No. That which is not a qualification can be seen as disqualification, but it's not disqualification also. Basically, it's immaterial. Whether you are wealthy or rich, beautiful or ugly, it has no relevance to bhakti. Whatever may be the background, one can please the Lord. So in this mode, Prahalad offers the next prayer, continuing the same dialogue. Vipradvishad yuta adaravindanabham padaravinda vimukhat swapacham varishtham manye tadarpita mano vachane hitartham pranam punati sakulam natu bhuri manaham. He says, Viprad Vishadgunayutad Aravindanabha. Vipra means a Brahmana, who may be having so many qualifications as described in the previous shloka, or specifically Brahmanas have some other set of qualifications like truthfulness, scholarship, and also they are very learned, very kind, very honest, very austere, very clean. These are various qualifications of Brahmanas. But if the Brahmanas have only these qualifications, but when they don't have bhakti unto Krishna, then the Lord is not pleased with them. On the other hand, if somebody is born in the family of dog eaters, still, if he renders service to the Lord, manye tadarpita mano vachane hitartha. Tadarpita means one surrenders. What? Mana, mind, vachana, words, ihita, activities. If one surrenders all of one's mind, intelligence and activities and words to the service of Krishna, then such a person, although born in the family of dog eaters, is way superior to a perfectly qualified Brahmana who has no bhakti. So, a dog eater becomes superior to a Brahmana when there is bhakti. A well-qualified Brahmana becomes inferior to a dog eater when there is no bhakti. Padaravinda vimukhat svapacham varishtham. Padaravinda vimukhat. When somebody is averse to a sense of subordination to the lotus feet of the Lord, then such a person becomes inferior to a dog eater also. So this is the nature of bhakti. This bhakti is highlighted by Prahalad Maharaj. Next question is, Prahalad, You said you are not qualified to offer me prayers. You very humbly said that all this Brahma, Devatas, and all the sages are superior to you. They are better than you. You humbly acknowledged. And you also said you are not in Sattva Guna, you are in Rajo Guna, you are Tamo Guna, you are this, you are that. You just mentioned about yourself so much. But later you highlighted that bhakti is the qualification to please me, satisfy me. And you are coming here to satisfy me with your prayers. What does it mean? Do you have bhakti? Huh? Do you have bhakti? Narasimhadev kind of asks him. Then Prahlad says, what should he say? Should he say, I have bhakti? A devotee who has so much of devotion to the Lord, does he or she ever claim to be a great devotee? Huh? If they claim to be a great devotee, can they be called devotees? And if Prahlad claims to be a devotee in the third shloka, what about what he said in the first shloka? In the first shloka he said, I am Ugrajati. Kim toshtumar hati same harirugrajate. What can I offer any prayer to satisfy you? I think I am incapable. He is very humble there in the first shloka. In third shloka, what's happening? Only bhakti can please you, O Lord, he said. Means, do you have bhakti? Prahlad says, yes, I have bhakti. Was he arrogant? No. He said, I have slight trace of bhakti, little bhakti I have, by the grace of my spiritual master Narada Muni, who has enlightened me when I was within the womb of my mother. You see? He is claiming that he has little bhakti, but he is not taking credit for whatever little bhakti he has. He is transferring all the credit for his bhakti to his spiritual master. So, a devotee may be 100% convinced about one's own shortcomings, deficiencies, faults, and one thinks of oneself unqualified, incapable, unable, and ineligible. I don't have the ability, I don't have the eligibility to please the Lord, to offer prayers to the Lord, or to render some service to the Lord. It's very clear. But still, devotee understands that by the grace of my spiritual master, I will be able to do this service. My spiritual master has devotion which is like an ocean, and me has a drop of little bhakti, which is like a drop in that ocean. So by the grace of my Guru, let me try to serve the Lord. That's what a devotee thinks of oneself. This is humility. And this is also gratitude. Prahlad is so grateful to his Guru Narada Muni for enlightening him even within the womb of his mother. So this is gratitude. So when we have gratitude towards our spiritual masters and also all the Vaishnavas who are empowering us, helping us, assisting us, supporting us in 100 different ways to serve Krishna, then with that grateful heart, with such a humble heart, we will be able to please the Lord. Otherwise, although we accomplish so many things in devotional service, still there is a vacuum in the heart when we don't have Vaishnava qualities like gratitude and humility. Mother Earth can tolerate any amount of burden, the burden of mountains and trees and big buildings. But Mother Earth cannot tolerate the burden of an ungrateful person. An ungrateful person becomes a great burden for Mother Earth to carry. She feels such a person very heavy compared to all the big tons of loads of items, which are basically transformations of earth only. So Prahlad says that I am very grateful to my spiritual master for enlightening me in the process of devotional service, for educating me in bhakti, even when I was within the womb of my mother. So, with whatever little bhakti I have by His grace, let me attempt to please you, O Lord. In that mood, he speaks this shloka. One more thing. When Prahlad Maharaj is offering this prayer to console the Lord, to control the Lord, to regulate his anger, Prahlad Maharaj is not thinking that I am benefiting Narasimhadev. Somebody is angry, you go and control their anger. Basically, you are acting for their benefit, right? Pacifying others' anger is like benefiting them. But is Prahlad benefiting Narasimhadev? No. When we offer prayers to you, O Lord, we are getting benefited, not you. A devotee knows, I am not qualified to do this service. But unless I do this service, how will I rise above my shortcomings? Yes, I have these shortcomings and faults and deficiencies, therefore I am not qualified to do a certain service. But how do I rise above them? By rendering that service only. Right? I am unable to chant. My mind doesn't focus. I can't chant. Then what's the solution? Chant. You have to chant only. Somebody asked Radha Govinda Maharaj that I am not having taste in chanting. Then he said in Hindi, Hindi will have more punch it seems. I am not getting taste in chanting. Then Maharaj said, if you don't chant, will you get taste? No. Then you chant. Chant without taste. Eventually you will develop taste. Then with taste you chant. That's a solution. I am unable to focus in my hearing. Why so many problems are there? Then what am I supposed to do? Hear. You hear, then problems will go away. Because you have problems, you say, I cannot hear. That means you are not taking medicine. I am not taking medicine. Yesterday we were discussing. I am unable to take this medicine. Why? What happened? Because I am sick. Because you are sick, you have to take the medicine. What kind of irony is this? We are sick, we have to take medicine. If we say that because we are sick, we are unable to take medicine, then the statement itself is wrong. Similarly, to rise above all the shortcomings, we have to offer prayers to the Lord. We have to render service to the Lord. We have to serve the Vaishnavas. But if we say that because I am not qualified, I will not serve the Lord. Because I have 100 shortcomings, I will not serve the Lord. Then we are not raising above shortcomings. The process of raising above all these faults and deficiencies and shortcomings and anarthas is to serve the Lord. With anarthas, your service may be imperfect, no problem. Continue to serve. One day you will become perfect. That is bhakti. Hrishikena hrishikesa sevanam bhakti ruchyate. Ataha Sri Krishna namadi nabhaved bragrahyam indriyaihi sevonmukhehi jihvadau swayameva sphoratyada. Ataha Sri Krishna namadi nabhaved grahyam indriyaihi. These material senses, blunt, dull, material senses have no capability to understand Krishna's nama, rupa, guna, leela or approach him. But when we engage these very blunt, material, dull senses in Krishna's service, swayameva sphoratyada, Krishna himself will be pleased to reveal himself to us. So the solution for lack of taste in chanting is chanting. The solution for lack of taste in hearing is hearing. The solution for the lack of taste in offering prayers is offering prayers. The solution to rise above all shortcomings is rendering devotional service unto Krishna. I am unable to do this service properly. Now these little kids are painting. They say, I am unable to paint. I cannot paint properly. Then what the kid is supposed to do? Paint. Continue to paint. Keep on sketching. One sketch, it will not be perfect. Second, not perfect. Third, not perfect. 10, not so perfect. But from first sketch to 10th sketch, there is some improvement, right? From 10th sketch to 20th sketch, there will be more improvement, right? So we keep on growing in bhakti. By imperfectly doing bhakti initially, we'll one day become perfect. That's the hope. Therefore, Prahlad says, Naivatmanaha prabhurayam nijalabha purnam manam janat avidushaha karuno vrinite yadyajjano bhagavate vidadhita manam tachatmane pratimukhasya yatha mukhashrihim. When we go in front of a mirror and put some powder, talcum powder on the mirror like this, and put some cosmetics on the mirror, just smear some cosmetic cream on the mirror, and put some earrings there, and put some other ornaments to the mirror, will the person be beautified? Mirror kharab ho jayega. Mirror will become very dirty by doing all that. Again, you have to wipe the mirror and clean the mirror. By decorating the reflection of a person in the mirror, the person will not become beautiful. But if you put all the cosmetics on the person, ornaments on the person, dresses and whatever decorations on the person, garlands on the person, the reflection will automatically become beautiful, isn't it? We are all reflections of the Lord. When we render service to the Lord, we'll become beautiful. We'll become glorious. Prabhupada says in the purport, whether someone glorifies the Lord or not, the Lord is always glorious. But if we glorify the Lord, then we'll get the benefit of glorifying the Lord. We'll purify our filthy heart. We'll come one step closer to Krishna. The Lord's glories are not dependent on our acknowledgement. Just because we are not acknowledging His glories, we are not praising Him, we are not even accepting His glories, that does not mean He will not be glorious. He is glorious, whether we accept it or not. But when we accept it, when we glorify Him, we'll get purified. Glorification of the Lord leads to purification of the heart. Therefore, let's glorify the Lord. So, he says, Naivatmanaha prabhurayam nijalabha purnam. My dear Lord, Prahlad is saying, we are praising you. I have come here to praise you, not that I am benefiting you or benefiting all these sages or devatas. I have come here for my own benefit. Nijalabha purno. You are purna. You are complete and perfect in all respects. But nijalabha, desiring my own labha, my own welfare, I have come here. So, manam janada vidushaha karuno vrinite. You are very, very merciful to avidushaha, ignorant people. Some people are very ignorant, but oh Lord, you are very kind and affectionate towards them. You give them an opportunity to render service to you, and that service will completely purify them. Therefore I have come here to offer prayers to you, although I am not qualified. He has not yet begun his prayers. He is only preparing himself. First 5 shlokas that Prahlad Maharaj spoke are only preparation for his prayers. Now finally, he comes to this shloka. Tasmadaham vigata viklava ishwarasya sarvatmana mahigridami yatha manisham Nicho jaya guna visargamanu pravishtaha Puyeta yena hi puman anuvarnitena Tasmadaham vigata viklava ishwarasya. Vigata viklava means, let me keep aside my conception of being unfit and unqualified to serve you, O Lord. Vigata viklava. Yes, I have hundreds of shortcomings, but I don't consider them so much. I'm not overly focused on my shortcomings, but I focus more on your mercy. We may have faults and shortcomings and deficiencies, But Krishna's mercy is greater than all our disqualifications, isn't it? When we are constantly thinking that I am unqualified in this way, I am deficient in this way, I have this faults, we are focusing on negativity within us. But we need to focus on positivity within Krishna. Instead of focusing on our own lack of capacity, focus on Krishna's capacity to uplift us, to deliver us, to liberate us, to make us qualified. Ultimately, whether you think you are qualified or not qualified, your qualification is Krishna's mercy only. Somebody may think that I don't have this skill, I am not qualified. What does it mean? Someone who has skill, is he qualified? No. Someone may have a skill, but where is that skill coming from? Coming from Krishna. Without Krishna, we have no qualification, by the way. Even if you are capable of doing some service, that capacity, that capability came from Krishna only. So how can we claim any credit for our capabilities? Arjuna, who was the great warrior and hero on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, he became very incapable of even defeating some cowherds after Krishna's departure. He said, Vanchitoham maharaja harina bandhu rupina yena me apahritam tejo deva vismapanam mahat. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan Dev ki jai. Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai. Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ji ki jai. Vanchito aham maharaja harina bandhurupina. Vanchito aham. I have been cheated thoroughly. Maharaja. Hari, Lord Hari appeared as my bandhu, as my friend. But yena me apahritam tejo. When my mission is complete, when it's accomplished, the teja, all my powers are completely withdrawn. If a crow takes some peacock feathers and puts in its tail and claims to be very beautiful, is that beauty? It's comedy. It's comedy show. Fun. So crow cannot become beautiful like a peacock just by tucking some peacock feathers in its tail. Similarly, when we claim to be glorious, powerful, this or that, by borrowing powers from the Lord, we will not become so great. So, we need to understand that whatever abilities we have are ultimately coming from Krishna, and we need to utilize all those powers and abilities in Krishna's service responsibly, dutifully. That's the success of life. Life becomes successful, meaningful, purposeful to the degree we engage whatever we have in Krishna's service. Because whatever we are and whatever we have ultimately came from Krishna. And that has to be utilized in Krishna's service. So, Prahlad Maharaj says, Tasmadaham vigata viklava ishwarasya, vigata viklava. Let me keep aside all my conceptions of being unqualified or unfit for this service. Sarvatmana mahigranami yatha manisham. With all my might, with all my dedication, with all my knowledge and experience. Mahigranami yatha manisham. As far as my intelligence goes, let me render service to you. Let me offer these prayers to you. Yatha manisham means whatever way our intelligence allows us to serve. Nicho jaya guna visargam anupravishtaha. Anupravishtaha, the conditioned soul has entered this material world, which is filled with material miseries. For such a embodied being, for such a person who is filled with material shortcomings in the material world, Puyetayena hi puman anuvarnitena. Purification is possible by glorification of Krishna. Puyeta means purification. Anuvarnitena means glorification of the Lord. By glorifying the Lord, will be purified. Therefore, For one's own purification, let us glorify the Lord with whatever ability we have. Yatha manisham. Yatha manisha. Manisha means intelligence. Where did that spiritual intelligence come from? In the heart of Prahlad Maharaj. It has appeared by the grace of Narada Muni. By Narada Muni's grace, Prahlad Maharaj's intelligence is little spiritualized. Not little, completely spiritualized, but he considers I have little bhakti. So, my intelligence has become purified by the association of Narada Muni. So, I will engage in glorifying you. So, whether a devotee thinks of oneself unqualified or thinks that I have some intelligence to glorify the Lord, in either case, a devotee is humble only. Earlier he said, Kim toshtumar hati same harirugra jate. How can I please you, O Lord? Kim toshtumar hati same harirugra jate. I am coming from a demon dynasty. How can I please you? He said that. He said that in humility. Now he says, Sarvatmana mahigranam yatha manisham. I will definitely glorify you. Earlier he said, how can I glorify you? In the first sloka. In the fifth sloka he says, yes, I will glorify you. Yatha manisham. As far as my intelligence allows me. And where did that intelligence come from? From Narada Muni. So earlier he said, I am unfit. Now he says, let me keep aside my conception of being unfit. Let me glorify you. Let me do it. Earlier he said, I cannot do it. Now he says, I am doing. I want to do it. In both cases, he is only humble. He is very humble. Yatha manisham, whatever intelligence I have by Narada Muni's grace, with that I will praise you. So this is the life of a devotee. Fine. We discussed 5 prayers. Actually, he did not even begin his prayers. He is only preparing himself to offer prayers. Till now, he came to a stage where he thought, let me not think of myself unqualified, let me just offer prayers. Now he begins. So next sloka. He says that, my dear Prahlad Narasimhadev, all the devatas are like your servants. And you appear to protect them and remove their fears. But the problem is, seeing you, they are becoming fearful. You are supposed to make them fearless, but seeing you, they are becoming fearful. So better you give up your frightening mood, give up your angry mood. He said that all the people in the entire universe are rejoicing the death of my father. My father is more dangerous than a sarpa or a vrishchika. Serpents and scorpions are very dangerous. They are poisonous. They may even bite innocent people without any reason also, unnecessarily. And if there is someone more dangerous than serpents and scorpions, it's a demon. Demons, envious people are more dangerous than scorpions and serpents. An envious person is more poisonous than a serpent. And my father is like that, Hiranyakashipu. And you have killed him. Modeta sadhurapi vrishchika sarpa hatya. Even great sadhus also rejoice. They relish the death of a sarpa and vrishchika, a snake and a scorpion. So, entire universe is relishing Hiranyakashipu's death, but they are also fearful seeing you in such anger. Please give up. Are you angry? Are you fearful? Narasimhadev might question Prahlad. Prahlad said, no, I am not fearful. They are fearful. Earlier he said, no, they are generally not fearful. We demons are fearful. But the opposite is happening now. Demon is not fearful, but the devatas are fearful. He says, Naham bibhem yajitati eti bhayanakasya jihvarka netra bhurkuti rabhasogra damstrat antrasraja hakshata jakeshara shankhukarnan nirhata bhidati gibhat ribhinna khagrat Naham bibhemi, I am not afraid of what? Ajitate ati bhayanakasya. O unconquerable Lord, your ati bhayanaka, extremely fearsome form is not at all creating any fear in me. Jihvarka netra bhrukuti rabhasogra damstrat. Jihva means tongue. Arka netra, eyes that are glowing like summer sun at 12 noon or 2 p.m. or 1 p.m. Indian sun. So, May season. So, Jihvarka netra bhrukuti rabhasogra damstrat. Rabhasogra damstrat means the teeth that are extremely fearsome. Antrasrajaha kshata jake shara shankhukarnan. Antrasraja means garlands, which are not made of carnation flowers. Garlands which are made of intestines. Whose intestines? Hiranyakashipu's intestines. The Lord came, nobody came with a garland. He's very angry, he's in a fighting mode. So the Lord thought, I need a garland now. Where do I get garland? So just he ripped apart his belly and then pulled out all the intestines and wore them like this. Antrasrajaha, while Krishna wears Vanyasraja, forest flower garlands, Narasimhadev wears Antrasraja, garlands of intestines. Antrasraja kshatajake shara shankhukarnan, bloody mane, wedge like ears, nirhata bhita digibhat aribhanna khagrat. Even the great elephants that are balancing the Bhumandala on different sides, even they also become very fearful. Oh Lord, please cease fear. I am not fearful, by the way. Please cease this anger. I am not fearful seeing your anger, because I have taken your shelter. So a lion may be fearsome to deer, but not to a lion cub. Baby lion is there. Baby lion will never fear the original lion. A river which is on floods is fearful to an elephant, not to a little fish. What's the comparison between an elephant and a fish in terms of power? Fish is insignificant in comparison to the strength of an elephant. But while that elephant is tossed by floods and waves of river, a fish can easily and effortlessly swim upstream against the current of the river, because the fish has taken shelter of the river and elephant has not taken. Similarly, although Hiranyakashipu is like a big elephant, very powerful, gigantic human, gigantic demon, who can create terror in the hearts of all people in the entire 3 worlds. On the other hand, Prahalad is a 5-year-old little boy. But he's like a fish who has taken shelter of the river, while Hiranyakashipu is like elephant who has not taken shelter of the river. So our power is not our power. Our real power is in taking shelter of Krishna. We should never think ourselves great or powerful or talented. All powers come from Krishna, so we need to recognize that. Next, if Prahalad is not fearful of Narasimhadev, does he have any fear? Yeah, he has one fear. The fear of material existence. In that mood he speaks the next shloka. Trastosmyaham kripanavassaladutsahogram samsara chakra kadanad grasatam pranitam baddhasva karma bhirushattamatenghrimulam pritopavarga sharanam vayase kadano trastosmyaham kripanavatsala dussahogra. O Kripanavatsala, O Lord, who is extremely affectionate towards all your devotees, I am not afraid of your form, but I am afraid of what? Dussahogra samsara chakra. Dussaha means intolerable. Ugra means extremely fierce. Prahalad, 5-year-old child, is standing in front of Ugra Narasimha and saying that you are not Ugra, this samsara is Ugra. He is saying, your Agra Rupa is not creating any fear in me, but Dussahogra Samsara Chakra Kadanat Grasatam Pranitam. I am unable to handle this fierce nature of this material existence. Samsara Chakra Kadanat Grasatam Pranitam. I am being pounded by this material world, tossed by this material waves of this material ocean. Please protect me. So this is the prayer of a devotee. By the way, this is not Prahlad's prayer. It is Prahlad's prayer, but he is actually praying on behalf of conditioned souls by humbly identifying himself as a conditioned soul, although he is not. Baddha swakarma bhirushattamate moolam. Baddha means he is bound. By what? Swakarma bhir. By one's own activities, by our own material activities, we are bound. Baddha swakarma bhirushattamate moolam pritopavarga sharanam hayase kadanu. So I want your sharanam, your shelter. In the Padyavali, Rupa Goswami writes a beautiful shloka. Samsarambhasi sambhrta brahmabhare gambhirata patraya grahena bhigrhita mugragatina kroshantamantarbhayat deeptrenadya sudarshanena vibudha klantichidakarina Chinta santati ruddhamuddhara hare macchitta dantishwaram. Samsara ambhasi. This samsara, this material ocean is like ambhasi, is like an ocean. Material existence is like an ocean. Samsara ambhasi sambhrta brahmabhare. Sambhrta brahmabhare means this material world is filled with so many bewilderments, so many confusions, so many difficulties. Samsarambhasi sambhrta brahmabhare gambhira tapatraya. Tapatrayas, the threefold material miseries, adhyatmika, adi bhautika, adi devika kleshas. You know what are they, right? Miseries caused by body and mind. Miseries caused by other living beings. Miseries caused by supernatural forces. So gambhira tapatraya, all these threefold miseries are gambhira, very deep, very fierce. Material world is like that. Samsarambhasi sambhrta brahmabhare gambhirata patraya grahena bhigrhita mugragatina kroshantamantarbhayat. You know what is my situation? My situation, in fact my mind's situation is like that of an elephant who is caught by this jaws of a crocodile. Grahena bhigrhita mugragatina, ugragatina. So this fierce crocodile, angry crocodile has caught my leg, the leg of my mind. Kroshantamantarbhayat. Akrosham, I'm crying, I'm lamenting in fear. Antarbhayat, inside me there is so much of fear and I'm lamenting, crying in wilderness. I need some help. Grahena bhigrhita mugragatina kroshantamantarbhayat deeptrena adya sudarshanena vibudha krantichika chidakarina. Deeptrena adya sudarshanena. Today, now, you release your Sudarshana chakra, which is effulgent. Deeptrena adya sudarshanena vibudha klantichidakarina. That Sudarshan chakra can destroy the fears of even great devatas also. Please release that Sudarshan chakra upon this crocodile, material existence which is like crocodile. For Gajendra, in Gajendra's case, one crocodile caught his leg. But invisibly, we are also being caught by crocodile of Maya. Chinta santati ruddhamugdhara hare macchitta dantishwaram. Macchitta dantishwaram. Danti is elephant. Dantishwara means the king of elephants. That is Gajendra. Macchitta dantishwaram. My mind is like Gajendra. My mind is like king of elephants, which is caught by the crocodile of Maya. Please release your Sudarshan chakra and destroy all my chintas. This is how a devotee prays. So to be in the material existence is such a awkward and terrible situation. On top of it, to be in the association of demons is even more miserable. On one side, you have material existence, which is itself uh, humiliating us in 100 different ways. On top of it, in the material world, Prahalad Maharaj had demonic association. At least we have devotee association. All devotees are surrounding us. Great. Just imagine, demons are surrounding us. Right next to us, there is one demon with big hair and then horns on top, holding some kind of trident and all, fiercely looking. Oh my God. This said, same person. In front, same person. Behind, same person. We are surrounded by only demons. Can you just imagine how fearsome it is? So Prahalad's situation is like that. Oh Lord, you have made me take birth in a demoniac dynasty in this material world. How delicate and fragile is my situation. So please protect me. So we did up to 16th prayer. How much time do we have? It's 8:15. When am I supposed to stop? If you want, we can stop now. We can take some questions or conclude. Otherwise, there is no end to Prahalad's prayers. So many prayers are there. I told the organizers anyways, I won't be able to complete all the prayers within the short time. He said, you cover as much as you can. So should we stop now? You decide. Who will take a call? You have any questions, comments? No questions? I did not cover a few of them. Detachment I did not even come. Yeah. By serving the spiritual master, how can we get Krishna? Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado yasya prasadat nagati kitopi. So Guru is the connection between a living being and Krishna. Even Krishna himself says, Acharyam mam vijaniya nava marnyeta karhichit namartya buddhya asuyeta sarva devamayo guruhu. Acharyam mam vijaniyam na avamanyeta karhichit. Never insult an acharya. Consider acharya guru as good as Krishna himself. So we have enough scriptural evidence. In Uddhava Gita, Krishna himself said this shloka. In the first canto, there is another evidence. Human body is like a strong boat, and material world is like an ocean. And for this strong boat to cross this material ocean, you need a strong captain, and the captain is that Guru. And you also need some favorable winds for the ship to effectively sail across the ocean. The favorable winds are the scriptures, but Guru is the captain. Okay, thank you very much. Any other question, comment? Yeah, sure. We'll conclude now and we'll meet the kids. Thank you very much. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. My favorite. Hare Krishna. Oh. Favorite book that I have written. How come tell? Especially fifth volume, fourth volume. It's all Krishna's pastime. Okay, anything else?
How do you write so good? How do you write so good?
How do I write? By Prabhupada's blessing. It's all because of Prabhupada.